All right, here we go. My name's Jeff K, and you're listening to episode 400 of the world-famous West Virginia Surf Report podcast. Episode 400. That's a lot of that's a lot of episodes, a lot of nonsense. And then there was the Jeff K show before that. I think I did like 60 or 70, didn't I? That's crazy. That's wild. Anyway, 400. You'd think I'd do something special for this episode. Not going to happen. Normal episode. I don't know. When am I going to do a live show? This is recorded before a live audience. Yeah, right. Do you think I'm going to do that? No way. I don't like... I used to be terrified of public speaking. And it's still not my favorite. Although I'm not terrified of it anymore. I have many things that I'm afraid of. I go through life just full of fear. No, I'm kidding. I don't like heights. I don't like snakes and shit like that. I don't like snakes. And out in the wilderness. I don't really even like being out in the woods and shit like that. It's not my favorite thing. Why would I want to? Why people are like, I just love walking through the woods. Like you get like a tick on your scrotum. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking about. Everybody's like, oh my God, it's so calming, and it's just so wonderful to walk through. I'm thinking about it. I'll get some kind of parasite on my ball bag. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm afraid of. These are the things that, and I don't like spiders. I don't like snakes. And I used to be terrified of public speaking. I can't. Terrified of it. If I was forced to go up in front of a group of people, I would just. I'd be sweating and just it was a terrible phobia, like a deep-seated, down to my skeleton phobia, right? But in my current job, I have to do that quite often for years now. I get up in front of, I don't know, like 30 people, 40 people, I don't know, 30, I don't know. Large enough groups, it would have caused me to cause my sphincter to wink back in the old days. But now I don't even think about it. I just get up there and I'm like making terrible jokes. I'm loose. I don't have any. It doesn't cause me any anxiety at all. I'm able to do that. That's just from practice. That's just from doing it over and over again. You just get a little bit of confidence, and you're like, I can do this. This is nothing to this. I can do this. I can talk. I can string together sentences. It's just a level of confidence, But I'm not going to, I wouldn't want to do a podcast in front. I don't even like people hear. If I think somebody is like in the kitchen when I'm recording, like upstairs from me right now, if I hear somebody up there puttering around, it bugs me. I don't like it. Because I'm afraid they can hear me. And I want people to listen to the podcast after it's done. For some reason, I don't like it when it's happening. And I often, like right now, record with my eyes closed. I don't know why. I'm talking to you right now, sitting in the bunker. It's hot, so humid. Why so humid? Anyway, I'm in the bunker, talking to you guys. It's early in the morning, way too early for me. I can't sleep anymore. I'm a disaster. But anyway, it's early in the morning, and it's hot. And I'm kind of moist. My entire, expansive body has just got a mild moistness to it. and I'm sitting here with my eyes closed talking to you. Why would somebody want to go to sit in an audience? Be like, look at this guy. Oh my God. They'd be like, he looks terrible on social media. Whenever he posts pictures of himself, he looks hideous. He looks even worse in person. Why would I do this? I mean, I could do it. I could pull it off if I had to. But why would you? Anyway, this is just going to be a normal episode. However, I do want to make this little proclamation. In the post 400 episodes, I'd like to occasionally sprinkle in interviews. I'd like to interview people, and every once in a while have an interview. I want to, not all the time. I don't know that many people. I don't know. I couldn't maintain. I'm not trying to turn this into an interview podcast. But I would like to every once in a while interview somebody that I feel would be interesting. So that's what I'm going to work on. I'm going to push the boundaries of this podcast, where I just sit in a room with my eyes closed, sweating, and telling stories from the old days. I'm going to try to interview people that will help me tell stories. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, so that's that. We're going into the All-Star break for the baseball season. Hate it. I hate the 4 days off. 4 days seem like an eternity. No baseball except for that stupid All-Star game. I don't give two shitlets about the All-Star game. It's an exhibition game. I mean, the Reds have 2 players playing in it. I'm afraid they'll get hurt. I don't even like the idea. Like that stupid home run derby that they have. So they try to make the All-Star break into something, something for the fans. I mean, they've always had the All-Star break as long as I've been following baseball. Feels like it's gotten longer, though. But now it's 4 days. But they put stuff in there. Well, they have the draft. That's interesting. The Reds get to choose number 2 this year. They have a draft lottery where the people, there's a certain number of teams, certain teams based on the previous year's record get to go. They get submitted to a lottery, and they choose in what they determine in what order. So the Reds get to go all the way. They get to go number 2. That's pretty high up, and there's some good players out there that can hopefully snag, Hopefully they can get somebody with a little bit of, maybe an outfielder with a little bit of power and, So anyway, that part will be exciting. And then they have the stupid home run derby. You know what that does? Just screws up. It's like you get these players that play in that thing, and they're just swinging for the fences. It just throws off. These guys are like delicate mechanisms. And they shouldn't be. They're out there swinging for the fences all day. It just throws off, and then they come back and they go into a giant slump because they messed up their swing, And then the All-Star game, couldn't care less. I don't give 2 shits. I don't want to be negative. It's an exhibition game, and it sucks. It's no fun. Every player plays like 2 innings. And they wear some stupid uniform. In the old days, they used to wear their own uniforms. They all wear like I have no interest in that. I don't know, it feels like they have other bullshit things that they think the fans will like, but I don't like any of it, except for the draft. So anyway, 4 days off, it sucks. I hate when the Reds have 1 day off. Like, they often have Thursdays off. And I'm like, I wake up on Thursday morning, the Reds don't play today. It sucks. God. A day without baseball. Well, Reds baseball. I can watch other teams, if I need a baseball fix, there's plenty of teams playing all the time. And I could even watch the Reds minor league teams on Thursdays. If they're off on Monday, I can't watch them. But yeah, I don't want to get into that. But anyway, 4 days off, a big sucking chasm right in the middle of my summer. No baseball. That sucks. I watched this documentary the other day on Max. That's right, Max. What a stupid name for a streaming service. Max. Anyway, it was on there called the Automat. And that was a restaurant chain. I guess it was a chain. I don't know. It sounds weird to call it a chain. I guess it was, though. But they had multiple locations in Philadelphia and in New York City. It started in Philadelphia. It was a restaurant where you had these you put nickels into this. Basically, there's no waiters or anything. You just go in there and you feed nickels into this slot, and the door pops open, and there's like a slice of pie back there, or like a BLT. There's people on the other side of the wall cooking and preparing the food and stuff, and loading up these slots, and you could go in there, and everything was in the early days it was nickels. It was all nickels, and it would say, and it was like made for, I mean, you didn't even have to know how to speak English or read English. You could just go in there. It would just say, this cost 5 nickels, or this cost 2 nickels, that kind of thing. So all you had to do is go in, and there's a cashier up there if you needed to get change. And then you just go feed in the appropriate number of nickels, and these little doors would pop open, and you grab your food right out of the window, out of a little, like almost like a P.O. box at a at a post office, So that thing was like huge. That was huge in the I don't know, up into like this. Well, I think they were still open into the early '90s, I think, or maybe like late '80s. I don't remember. But that in the 40s, 50s, 60s, they were like kicking, even into the 70s. They were like super popular. And so there's a documentary about it. It's called The Automat. It's really, really good. I mean, really good. I mean, that thing, I don't know how you could do a documentary about something that would be better than that. They told the story. They talked to people that were involved in it. They had all these great pictures and film and everything. It was extremely interesting to me. I loved it, and it's a highly rated documentary. But there's this woman in there. I put it on Facebook, but we'll see if Zip can extract the audio. It's really short. It's only 5 seconds long. But they were talking. They talked to all these people that were that used to go to the Automat. It's all gone now. Everything's fast food killed them. And also, what else they did is they had this thing where they didn't turn away anybody. Anybody could eat in there. Anybody could come in there. You didn't have to eat in there. You could just come in there and get out of the cold or the hot and just sit in there. So that thing got out of hand. There'd be like homeless people in there, like basically living in there. So the thing eventually took on a seedy feel. And in the early days, back in the old days, it was like really nice, elaborate, And there were people in there from all races, and even back when everything was segregated, anybody could eat in there. But the thing started going downhill in the 80s. I think things got out of hand, and the thing went under. Fast food kind of killed them, and I don't know. They made some blunders in the way they managed it, So anyway, it was a good. I feel like I was getting ready to say something, but anyway, this woman, they interview people that actually had some connection to it or visited the Automat on a regular basis. And this one woman, I mean, when I saw this, I was like, I busted out laughing. I don't know what the hell. Listen to this.
One friend who loved the macaroni and cheese, she was a little bit hefty.
First of all, what is I don't know. I'll just leave it at that. What do you think about that? I love her accent for one thing. The strong, like the macaroni and cheese, not macaroni and cheese like most people say it. The macaroni and cheese, like she puts emphasis on the wrong word, or in her case, the right word. But anyway, what do you think about it? She's a little bit hefty. What's the relevance? That's hilarious. I love it. So if you want to watch that, it's on Max. Previously HBO Max, which I liked better. I don't know why they shortened it, but that's a good. And for some reason, I was sitting upstairs this morning. I was thinking about something from when when the older boy was in elementary school. This killed me. This made me. Speaking of hefty, I think that's what it was. I was thinking about that that clip of that I just played for you, and then I was thinking of Hefty, and there was this the older boy when he was in grade school. I mean, he was young, like I don't know, maybe like third grade or something. The teacher wanted everybody to write a poem about spring, right? Just write a poem. Take about 10 minutes and write a poem about spring, right? There was this Hefty girl in his class, and he said they were writing, and everybody's quiet. Everybody's just writing one of these stupid ass poems that third graders write, and everything's quiet in there, and suddenly this she was a little bit hefty. This girl goes, "Does anybody know this is a poem about spring. Keep that in mind. Poem about spring." This girl says, out of the blue, she goes, "Does anybody know a word that rhymes with Pringles?" He told me that. I mean, when that happened, like that same day, and I thought that was great. I thought that was comedy gold. A poem about spring, a Hefty girl, and she says, "Does anybody know of a word that rhymes with Pringles?" Right? I tell that story to people sometimes from, off and on throughout the years. And some people are like, well, there's they start coming up with words. Instead of laughing at the joke, or not, it's not a joke, or just laughing at the situation, they start coming up with words that rhyme with Pringles. That's I don't know, there's certain types of people. But anyway, I thought that was funny. Let's see what else I have here. The Mirage in Las Vegas. They're going to tear that thing down. When we go to Las Vegas, which has only been twice, I think, me and Tony, I went there many times when I lived in California because I had my boss's boss loved Las Vegas, right? Loved it. And anytime we'd have a meeting that involved like people flying in, sometimes they'd have meetings that they wanted people from all the locations, to fly in. We'd have an in-person meeting. He would do it in Las Vegas. He would use that as an excuse to go there. He went there all the time. He loved it. And so for some reason, we always stayed at Treasure Island. They must have had some kind of, I don't know. They must have had some kind of relationship with this place because we always stayed there. And so I went there when I lived in California a lot. We would go to these meetings, and these people that I worked with would stay up all night and gamble and drink all night, and then go to meetings during the next day without any sleep. They would lose thousands of dollars. I was like, oh my God. I mean, you guys are on the same. You guys are on the same. We're on the same level. I mean, we had the same job. I know how much they make, generally speaking, and I couldn't afford to lose thousands of dollars. If I lost $40, I'd be like distraught. I'm like, that's just wasting money. God, they I'm down 2,000. I'd like, oh my God, I wouldn't be able to sleep for weeks. What the hell? So I went over there a lot. I was never a gambler. I have many vices, but gambling's not one of them. I remember when I was working for WIA, the same company. One time we were in Chicago, I think. I used to travel with that company, and I was in Chicago, and they took us out on one of those gambling boats on the Mississippi. And I said, I don't want to spin. I want to do a stupid thing. I don't want to go out there and gamble. Like, I don't want to lose $200 or something. So I limited myself. I think I limited myself to $25, or maybe it was $20. I don't know. I thought I'll spend $20 on slot machines, but I'm not spending any more than $20. Even that makes me sick, So, I limited myself, and I think I spent all $20 before they took the ropes off the boat. We were still docked. We hadn't even like departed yet, and I was out of money. I had no money. So anyway, I'm not really a gambler, but we used to go over there, from time to time for these meetings. So I've been to Las Vegas several times, but Tony and I think we've been there twice, I think, and we've gone to the Mirage. That's where we stay. It's just, it's older now. I don't know. When was it built? In the 80s, 90s? I don't know. I don't know. Every time they open a new hotel, that's the new shiny thing, right? And the Mirage, everybody's like, oh, that's old. Have you been there? You ever been to this place? That place is amazing. It's incredible. When you walk through the door, you feel like you're walking into the rainforest. It's got all this foliage. It's got this domed glass ceiling. Place is awesome, and it probably has like 20 different restaurants in there. It's huge. The outside looks incredible, like the pool area. Place is great. And they also have the Beatles' Love, which is a show that's been running for like 18 years. That's there. That's one of those Cirque du Soleil shows featuring Beatles music. We went to that. It was like unbelievable. It was great. That thing's being shut down. They're going to tear down the Mirage, or tear down most of it, and then they're going to build like a Hard Rock hotel or whatever the hell. Like why? What in the world? There's nothing wrong with it. The place is kick ass. And it's always crowded. I don't understand it. Hard Rock, they already have one of those there. Or they did. I think it went out of business. I'm going to try it again. I don't know. I don't like the idea of that. And I can't believe they're shutting down that Beatles show. That's crazy. Why don't they just move it to another? I think MGM. I think MGM owns half of the hotels in Las Vegas. Why don't they just move it to one of the other MGMs? I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. But anyway, that thing's shutting down. I think this month. That sucks. That's where we always stayed. That's where there obviously, if we go back, there's other options. But we always liked the Mirage. We like that place. So anyway, that sucks. It's coming up. Like, I think maybe the Beatles show's already over, but the hotel's shutting down like imminently. It's going to be shut down for like 3 years. Anyway, so I was thinking about. I think we're. Yeah, I don't know. I have a whole bunch of other stuff I was going to talk about, but we're almost at the end of this thing. Somehow, it's crazy. I might hold that. I might actually make this my ideas. I might that I have written down. I might try to turn that into one of the interview episodes. So I'm going to hold off on that. I had a whole bunch of stuff I was going to talk about, but I'm going to hold off on that. See how that goes. Well, I got some ideas for interviews. If you have ideas for interviews, let me know. Give me a call. The number, 570-290-8151. I don't know why I'm talking like this, but it's 570-290-8151. Call me around the clock. If there's somebody you think I should interview, I'm not talking about Bruce Springsteen. I don't have any access. I have nothing. I'm just some dumbass sitting in Pennsylvania in the basement with in a walk-in closet. I don't have any access. Don't say you should interview Tom Waits. What? Are you serious? No. I'm talking about maybe like the guy that runs Sunny Chinese. Used to call me Mr. Jeff. Now he just calls me Buddy. You know what? That's one of the COVID. We lost a lot when COVID took a lot from us. And that's one of the things it took from me. Before COVID, he called me Mr. Jeff. Now he calls me Buddy. That's not the same. That's generic. He probably calls everybody, every male that comes in there, Buddy. Mr. Jeff, that's a personal thing. That's more, you can't call, anybody else, Mr. Jeff, because it wouldn't make any sense. People would be like, "What the hell, Mr. Jeff? You know, my name's Jimmy." You know what I'm saying? So anyway, so that's one of the things. That's what I'm talking about. Don't call me in. Maybe you should interview Bob Dylan. Okay, all right. Well, maybe. Maybe I can get him on here. He doesn't do interviews, but if he were to do one, it would probably be something like this. Maybe I should shoot them a message. Send them an email. Say, hey, can I get Bob on my podcast? What is this? West Virginia Surfport podcast? Like, what the shit's that? Yeah, it's a funny podcast that comes out twice a week. I put you on the main network. I wouldn't put you on, there's a Patreon episode, of course, but I'd put you guys out on the main network if you want to come on. How many people listen to it? I don't know, about 11. No, it's more than that, but you know what I'm saying? Anyway, if you have any ideas, give me a call. And also, if you want 2 of these a week, if you want the Patreon episodes, and I don't know why would you not? It doesn't make any sense to me. Why would you not want the episodes, the extra episodes that I do every week? Not every once in a while. It's for suckers. Every week, an extra episode for patrons only. You can do that by heading over to Patreon. That's Patreon, patreon.com/JeffK. Sign up for a $4 or more monthly donation. Helps me out a great deal. And you get an extra episode every week. It's a win-win. $4, you won't even notice it. I hesitate to even talk about this. But I'll mention it. There's a couple people, and I don't know who they are. I could dig into it and find out who they are. I'm not going to, because I don't want to know. The way Patreon works, the way I have it set up, is everybody gets if you agree to a $4 or more monthly donation, they take the $4. You put a credit card in there, and the $4 comes out on the first day of the month, right? That's the way it works. That's the way I have it. That's the way I have it set up. And when I started with it, that's the only way you could set it up. Now they have other options, but anyway, that's the way I have it set up on the first of every month. And so what I've noticed, there's a couple people doing this, and I don't know what to say about it. But they cancel, like they sign up for it, and then a couple days before the first, they cancel it, right? And then after maybe like the 5th or something, they sign up for it again. So they're getting all the bonus episodes, but they're not actually paying for it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, what the hell's that? I mean, what would you ever do something like that? I mean, that's a loophole. But anyway, I'm changing it. I'm changing it over. There's another option where if you sign up for it, you got to pay right then. I mean, it's $4. My God, it's a little donation because it's a little like, here you go, Jeff, $4. Thank you. I appreciate you doing these podcasts every week. I know you don't have any advertising. I know it costs money and all this stuff. The hosting costs money. The editing costs money. I'm not crying the blues here. I mean, I love doing the podcast, but there's a little bit of, and people are like finding some kind of loophole in the system where they don't have to pay. They don't have to pay for it. I mean, if you don't want to pay for it, don't pay for it. Just don't. Anyway, I'm gonna change the way it's set up so that if you sign up for it, which I urge you to do, it's good value. It's $4, and you get an extra episode every week. Did I mention this? Every week? So anyway, it's going to be, when you sign up from now on, you're going to have to pay right then. And I don't want to make that into a hardship or something. It's $4, but I don't know. I can't imagine doing something like that. But whatever. It's happening. Noticed it. Seeing it. I could dig in and find out who it is. Don't want to know. Some things you just don't even want to know because it'll just annoy me, and then I'll be harboring ill will for the rest of my life towards those people. I don't want to know about it. It's like, whatever. So anyway, probably shouldn't even talk about that kind of stuff. But anyway, if you want to sign up to get an extra episode every week and to help me out, that's part of it. You want to help me out, $4 or more. You can do more. You can head on over to patreon.com/JeffK. So do that today. Also over at surfreportpod.com. That's the web home of the podcast. You can check out expanded show notes, photographs, links, articles, support materials. When I talk about this nonsense on here all the time, go on and on and on, like maybe about Fernwood tonight in the last episode. Yeah, I got support materials. You can go over there and you can listen to the show there through that website, or it'll link to the Patreon page, and you can also read the expanded show notes and check out all the extra value added stuff. So you can do that. Surfreportpod.com is the home of the podcast on the internet. So check that out. As you see fit. And thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for hanging with me through 400 episodes. 400. That's crazy, man. It's crazy. So thank you guys for everything. I do appreciate it. And until next time, which will be over on the Patreon side, it'll be for patrons only. Hope you guys have yourselves a fine, fine day. I'll see you. Bye.
She was a little bit hefty.